Welcome to Frugal Full and happy Thrifty Tuesday. So today I'm going to show you a really tasty way to use up some ingredients that are starting to spoil, like for example when bananas are starting to go bad. And also I had bought a reduced price fruit loaf a while back which I froze, and it's just been sitting in the freezer, and I thought it's not going to get used, or if it does then it might just be a bit bland on its own. It's not quite as appetizing. So I'm going to show you today a tasty, easy air fryer dish for a nice tasty dessert. It's a British classic. It's called bread and butter pudding. So it's one of these things of throwing it all together, but it should turn out pretty good, hopefully. But let's find out together. So I hope that you're having a great Frugal February, and thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed as well. So delighted, and I hope that your February's going well so far. So we have, apologies for I've pre-prepared some stuff because it's just a lot harder at the moment. Oh no, I forgot to, I'll explain why I'm going oh no in a minute. So what I'm doing at the moment is just cutting these into small pieces. This is 6 slices of fruit loaf that I have toasted. Now, because it's an air fryer recipe and just to save time and just to make life easier, I just toasted them in the air fryer. If you do it on a high just for a few minutes, it toasts them really well. Or you can just toast them in the regular toaster as well. That's fine too. So what I was going to do was actually butter one side of each of these first before I cut them, but I've cut them now, so never mind. So there's 2 25-gram blocks of butter here. So when I buy butter, like with a lot of things, as you'll find out more and more, when I buy butter, I portion it out and then I freeze it in pre-prepared portions. It really reduces waste that way. So I'm going to cut it so that there's 6 servings, because this should be enough to make 6 servings, or 3 larger servings. 3 larger servings probably. So 3 ramekin sizes, because I know that I can have that as that's still fine. It's just a bit bigger portion. There's 3 bananas, so 1 per ramekin, 3 eggs. So everything's kind of, the amounts kind of equate. So 3, there's, yeah, 3 eggs. So we'll see about the ratios, but I think the ratios will be okay. So there's 3 eggs, as I say. There's half a litre of oat milk. You could use regular milk, but I like plant-based milks. So there's sugar, cinnamon. That's all the ingredients. So what I think I'll do is I'm just going to change my approach a little bit now. And what I'll do is I'll just spread this on as I go. So keep that to one side. Oh, I've got this broken arm still, which is a pain in the bahookie. So everything takes so much longer. I like to just, when I make things, I just kind of chuck it all together and see what happens. So it's good to have a bit of trial and error and see. And it's fun to be able to share that with you. I am no master chef. I'm just a busy person who wants to try and eat well on a budget. And as the name of the channel suggests, I feel that we can have a full but also frugal life. and it's fun to sort of try and learn ways to do that. Like, I feel that if we have to live on a budget, it shouldn't have to be a barrier to living a full life necessarily, and there can be some creative ways to try and sort of mitigate the cost of living crisis. And I try and make it a personal kind of challenge myself and a bit of a personal goal setting thing, and try and have a bit of fun with it. But at the same time, it makes me really sad because I know it's a really big problem that a lot of people are having trouble to choose between heating and eating, and it's so wrong that in the 21st century people are being put in that position, and it makes me feel so sad that that's the case, which is why, as I mentioned in my because this is a no spend year for me, so as I mentioned in the no spend and also the evaluation for January no spend, this part of this, I feel it's really important to me that I want to be giving items to the food bank each month, one item per week of the year, and this is really important to me. So when you see my next supermarket haul or week of the no spend month video, you'll see what I buy for the food bank. Because I'd taken that off the list already when I was showing you my list in the last video. I'd already put it onto the new list. So really, for February week 2, hopefully all I'm going to need, if I remember rightly from the list, is porridge and 4 plant milks, which will, I've got Abella watching everything, she's sitting here, she's so funny. Yeah, 4 plant milks, the porridge, the food bank items, hang on, oh no, I've moved the list. I think that's pretty much it. I'm not going to need very much at all, which is good. And that'll hopefully be enough for the rest of the whole month. The reason being is that I'm using up stuff in the fridge, freezer and food cupboard. See previous video in the playlist for Frugal February, and you'll see about that and the plan of attack for that. So that will help keep the food costs way down for this month, hopefully, and there could be things that crop up in the meantime, but at least this way it will help keep the costs way down. Also, I think that little Bella here isn't going to really need any food because her cupboard is almost full as it is, so that will help to save on costs this month as well and help towards my goals for this no spend year. So see the no spend year first video and you'll hear all about the goals of the year. So this could be a slight challenge because there isn't really a huge amount of space left in these wee ramekin things. They were a great find. They were £1 each from the charity shop. I seem to remember. Yeah, they will have been £1 each because, definitely, because they were from a local charity shop that sadly closed down during the pandemic, but they always used to have every item in the shop was £1, which was just amazing. And I miss that wee shop so much. Mind you, charity shops, even though they're such a bargain, they can be so... This is about a teaspoon of cinnamon going in, by the way, because these are like little mini teaspoons. Yeah, as much as I love the charity shops, they can be way too tempting. So, for like buying unnecessary but very bargainous items. And then that's about 1 teaspoon. That's about 2. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon per dessert. 3 teaspoons worth. So let's space is going to be a bit of an issue here. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm going to just finish mixing this, pour it in, and I'll show you what it looks like back soon. Right, I'm back again. That's me back, and this is how it looks. Now, I managed to add a bit of extra buttered bread, enough so that it's a third of what was there approximately. So it's about 2 slices of fruit loaf worth in here. And I'm just wondering if I could add, can't really add more fluid, unfortunately. So it's less than a third of the fluid, but space is an issue and I don't want it spilling everywhere. So it's going to go in the not the slow cooker, it's going to go in the air fryer. I'm going to start with 5 minutes on 180, see how that goes, see how much longer is needed, and I'll report back to you with the finished thing. Hi, I have a Bella on the loose. She's so cheeky. Oh, so I've just done it for 5 minutes at 180 degrees C, and I added a teaspoon of brown sugar on top, and then it's gone in for another 5 minutes at 180, and then I need to let it cool down. It won't be edible straight away because it'll be too hot, and I'll give you a wee taste test at the end and show you what it's like. Hi, so here's the finished thing. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out. It's a very comforting, tasty winter dessert pudding. So it's not the healthiest, but it does have some healthy ingredients. But I've used a lot less butter than I thought I would need, as you can see here. So this, I probably won't even need as much as that for the last one, but all the other quantities were fine. There might be a bit of the egg and milk and cinnamon and sugar left over, that mix. There might be some of that left over. 500 ml of milk was too much. In future, I would use 300 ml. But this is the thing, when you throw things together, it's just trial and error. I did sprinkle another teaspoon of sugar over the top. So I did 5 minutes in the air fryer at 180, and then sprinkled a little more brown sugar over, and then another 5 minutes at 180. And I've given it a bit of time to cool so I don't burn my mouth. And I'm going to see if I can try a bit. Yeah, see, this is more buttery than, in hindsight, I would have put a lot less butter. I'd have probably put about half the butter. It is called bread and butter pudding, but I'm not keen on having too much butter on things. Yeah, it's lovely. It's really delicious. So it's got that crispy topping, and then on the inside, as you can see, it's much softer, but it's really good comfort food, and it's a good way to use up your leftover bananas. That's the last ramekin ready, and then there's a tiny drop of this mix left. So that and these wee scrapings of butter here I'll use to make a drop pancake in the frying pan so they don't go to waste. This butter, and I'll take those crumbs off that bit of butter, can just go in the fridge and it'll get used up over the next few days. So nothing goes to waste. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this British classic, and see you next time. Bye.